Welcome back to a special episode of the Hearthstone Report. I know every episode is special, but this one really is. We have a bunch of cool announcements. This is a big one. But before we get into it, let me quickly thank the sponsor of this video. Beverage. Have you ever wanted to get a gallon and a half of liquid for less than $1? It's a orange water that smells like orange and tastes like liquid. Beverage. For when you just can't give a shit anymore. Alright. Thanks for that one. So, we have a bunch of news. Hearthstone-related news.
That was a callback, man.
I know, that was...
we used to for a long time not be sponsored by beverage.
I was gonna give that out as a Easter egg to point out. What was it?
Yeah, I mean, tell us a video in which we did that.
Yeah, do that, sure.
Find one.
Find one. Go ahead and dig through 2017. But let's get into our news. See what we have here.
Let's make the news visible.
Yeah, make the news visible. We have big news. More events, more cards.
I mean, there's nothing interesting up here.
More hero portraits.
Oh yeah, I like those.
Everything. Let's go through its structure in the structured order, JJ. What do we got?
Well, first of all, we got more events, by which they mostly mean more themed tavern brawls. And themed tavern brawls, presumably, at least in part, with more rewards, which is nice, of course. It is specifically already teased that in October they're gonna have another spooky tavern brawl.
Spooktober.
Yeah, don't lose your heads, it says.
That means Headless Horseman.
We've had him before.
Classic.
There's always been a Halloween event. It's not that surprising.
People will get, you get the dual classes where they dressed up differently and everything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They said that. The dual class arenas are back, which, by the way, means that there is now more opportunities to get arena tickets.
When the new arena rotation happens, you want to keep your last run going. You want to not finish the run. So, say the rotation happens, you're currently in a run that has 3 wins, 2 losses. Don't play another game and wait until that happens. Because if you are, if the rotation happens while the run is still going, you will get the rewards of that run, but also a free ticket for a new run. So essentially, you're getting a free arena run if you still have one going during the rotation. So make sure you have an active arena run when it rotates.
And of course, that also includes special arena events. If they do anything for that, that makes anything that changes the arena format to make your old deck invalid means
free
that you
tickets.
get that. So we might be able to get the opportunity to potentially get it going into the event, going out of the event, and then going into the rotation.
And that's quite something.
Although, if they're clever,
they do the rotation out of the event.
They will do the event and then do the rotation right after.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they will. We don't know official dates on either of those two things yet.
Some free tickets on the horizon. That's something.
But October 4th is when the event with the Headless Horseman starts.
Yes. Allegedly Headless Horseman.
Well, yeah.
Not confirmed,
That's
just strongly anticipated.
You are probably capable of reading the text on the screen. Maybe
link
to
the entire article, obviously, in the description. Next one.
This one is a big one.
This one is a big one. Literally. We're getting some cards back, and some of you uncultured swine might not even know these cards. I'm joking, obviously. Some of the newer players might not even know who these gentlemen are. Particularly, we have N'zoth, the Corruptor, and Reggie, aka Ragnaros, the Fire Lord.
Yes! 2
of the strongest legendaries in Hearthstone history. Ragnaros used to be a classic legendary.
Yeah.
They took him out and put him in the Hall of Fame because he was that strong. N'zoth came with the Whispers of the Old Gods expansion, Year of the Kraken, which is also now 3 years ago. So that's quite an old card that hasn't been in standard for 1.5 years now. So a lot of people won't know him. But he was also very strong and enabled a lot of archetypes. What N'zoth does is, well, you can see the cards, but if you want, you can hover over him real quick. But he resummons all Death Rattle minions. The Death Rattle that have died this game is pretty good. And Ragnaros cannot attack, but he deals 8 to a random enemy at the end of every turn, which is also very, very strong.
There's going to be a total of 23 cards. The first 2 of which, of course, are those. Mm-hmm. It is speculated that we're getting 2 per class and 5 neutrals, although that is just pure speculation based on math.
So that could also be any cards that are not in standard right now.
Yes.
Any expansion, probably almost every expansion will be represented. So that's going to be super cool for older players because you get the throwbacks, which is amazing. And it's also going to be cool for newer players because you're getting cultured. You're going to see you're going to learn some Hearthstone history.
Yeah, you're going to get free copies of all those cards for the duration of the event. After they're going to disappear, they won't override your existing copies or anything like that. So that basically changes nothing about your collection, but during the time that this shakeup goes on, which, by the way, no duration is given.
Free Ragnaros.
Yeah, you can play around with those cards. And it says that the full list of 23 cards, as well as more formations, which presumably means start and end times, will be announced on October 4th. So
October 4th, keep that in
look
mind.
up to a new Hearthstone report shortly after.
Yeah. Or even on October 4th.
Depends on what time of day they release it, I guess.
Yeah.
But with editing, maybe. So yeah, those cards will be available, and it does specifically say here that those are game-changing heavy hitters, which is to say we probably won't be seeing smaller cards that would be nice to have as like techie kind of cards.
It's gonna be some of the big ones. So maybe like stuff like Spiteful Summoner or something. We're gonna have some huge impact ones, which is really cool.
That people brought up definitely is some of the other singleton cards.
Kazakus,
specifically Kazakus,
Reno Jackson,
probably being the most interesting one.
Raza.
Wouldn't even matter that much.
Without Anduin, Raza isn't strong.
So here's the thing, right? The really important question. Will there be Noggenfogger?
Hopefully. There should be Noggenfogger. I don't think there will, because it's a meme card, and they have a limited pool of stuff to bring back, but Noggenfogger is one of the coolest cards ever. If you don't know, Noggenfogger is from the Mean Streets of Gazudan expansion, and he randomizes everything.
Including emotes.
Every target. Yeah, he randomizes emotes. You might want to cap GG's and then he automatically says like hello or something. So he randomizes every single targeted thing, which was really, really cool. But he wasn't a competitive card, so I doubt it, but he was fun.
Speaking of your hero doing things...
Yeah, new portraits.
Yeah,
they're stacking. Because a lot of people... Well, Hearthstone's been around for a while now, and beginners not so much, but older players have accomplished the 500 wins hurdle with a lot of classes, and obviously achieved the Golden Hero portrait for that. And now they're stacking on to that to give some more motivation for those players to keep going. Because now you get new hero portraits for winning 1,000.
I have to play more Hearthstone.
You have to play more Hearthstone. So,
yeah. These hero portraits, as you already said, are awarded for 1,000 wins. And the three that they previewed right here, obviously Anduin, Jaina, and Gul'dan. Intriguingly enough, those three specifically have been ones that I've seen people request before. With the more updated versions of the Battle for Azeroth, Jaina and Anduin, as well as, of course, the alternate universe, alternate Draenor Gul'dan.
If you look closely, you'll notice that Anduin's and Jaina's hair turned from blonde to white, and
Anduin's hair actually still is blonde. It's just in a very bright light.
And Gul'dan turned from blue skin to green skin.
Technically, he always was supposed to be green, at least canonically speaking.
Yeah.
I chalk the art up to really bad lighting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I guess.
So these definitely look, arguably, all three of those look a lot cooler than the current ones.
I'm not sure if Gul'dan does, but the other one two for sure do. Anduin looks the best.
And we don't know what the other 6 are yet, but presumably it's also just going to be different art of the same hero.
About time Anduin guy. He's a king of Stormwind, man. He looks like a man now. That's about time. About time we got an update on this art.
Yeah. We don't know yet if you can select to keep the old one if you want it.
Probably.
Because it only says new portraits, it does not specify whether or not they're alternate portraits or...
Yeah, fair enough.
We do, however, know that, of course, the win counter that already is in Hearthstone, which, by the way, also counts arena games, for those who didn't know that was updated a while ago.
Yeah.
Is used for that, which is to say that if you already have 1,000 wins, you'll instantly get all the portraits for the respective classes.
Which is cool. Well, if 1,000 wins with individual classes, so you have to get 1,000 wins per class to get that class's portrait.
And then we also have one more thing that's coming up with the next patch, which is alternate search terms. Very simple thing. If you type snip, you're now going to find snip snap.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
A few others, and I would say once that update drops, try typing Dr. 7 and see if he comes up.
Do it.
Because there's a decent chance that he will. But yeah, they said alternate names and a lot of the lead speak in mech minions are now working even if you type them differently.
And that is a small thing, but it's good.
I think especially for the lead speak in the mechs, it's going to be very helpful because sometimes you don't even think about the fact that they're in there. And then coming up, not in the next major update, but at some point in the future, is quest changes. They're kind of some of the less popular quests and tuning down some of the requirements. They've done that before.
What they mean by less popular, we have no idea, by the way.
Yeah. And then they made it so that if you reroll a higher quest, you automatically get a 50. Which is arguably worse.
Bullshit. Okay, this one is, I'm not gonna let this point fly, okay? I'm gonna point this one out. This is Blizzard bull jiving in our face. Because what they're saying is you can reroll a 60 to get a guaranteed 50 because it's easier to accomplish.
Technically not false.
Yeah, that's balls. You do not reroll a 60 gold quest. Repeat after me, class. JJ. You do not reroll
a 60 gold quest.
Thank you. So, repeat that 10 times to yourself every single day. And I don't care what Blizzard says, you don't do it. You don't want 50s, you want 60s. This is crap. What this point right there is bull jive. You don't do that. And
the strategy would be to reroll 50s and let everything else stay. Correct. And if you want to be very optimal, you always finish every non-50 quest while keeping all 50s open as long as there's only 2 or
Correct.
1. If you get a new quest or reroll a quest, you cannot get a quest that you already have, which is to say that technically keeping 2 open 50s is better than 1 open 50, for example.
Yeah. If you have 2 60s though, just roll them.
Yeah.
If you have a 60, you do the quest.
As a matter of fact, it's better to do
Grab
both.
a friend and no one has ever struggled with completing a quest. There are some of them where you need a friend in Hearthstone, which, by the way, that's easily doable. Go join our Discord server, link in the description. You'll definitely find someone who's willing to do that stuff. And all the other play quests, you can also do in friendly mode. Just grab a friend. As a matter of fact, after this video, we're gonna hop on Hearthstone. I'm gonna win 3 mage games against JJ. Because I don't have a mage deck that's competitive, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna grab 60 gold for that, and that's what you should do. So this last point is absolutely irrelevant. That's stupid.
Yeah. And again, technically, playing off all of your 60 gold quests increases the odds of your new quest being 60 gold.
Correct.
Ever so slightly.
Right. So that's the news.
That is the news.
That is the news. That's the important news. A lot of good news. The quest one is a bit redundant and kind of mean-spirited almost.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think people were rerolling 60 gold quests. I don't know the exact statistics if there is technically a chance of, or if the expected outcome of rerolling 60s is higher, because there is packs. There's a 1 or 2 100 gold ones, and then there is the 80 gold challenger friend one, which technically is worth 160.
I just find it slightly what's the word, insulting that they install a feature where rerolling 60 guarantees you a 50 when they should be doing the other way around, which would be much more helpful.
Also, they specifically said they're splitting most daily quests into 2 buckets, which is 50 and 60, meaning there is a reasonable possibility that some of the higher quests will disappear.
Mm-hmm. That's what they're saying between the lines.
I'm specifically looking at Murloc Apocalypse.
Maybe.
Like the one which is 100 play like all sorts of Murlocs.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that one's going away. I'm pretty sure they're just slightly removing some of the higher ones that... Like, they're probably not going to remove Play a Friend, because that's arguably one of the more iconic and popular ones.
Yeah.
And that probably would get backlash from the community. But suddenly removing a few of the 100 gold ones, I wouldn't be surprised.
Or at least tweaking the odds. That's exactly what is going to happen, by the way. So the questions overall is probably not a good thing.
Yeah, no, but again, it's probably going to have such a minor impact on your overall income with gold that it's not going to matter that much.
Just make sure to stick to the strategy. Reroll 50s to reroll 60s to 60s. Thank you for watching. I think that's it. Shout out to our sponsor, Beverage. Once again, thank you for sponsoring this video. It's an orange liquid. Yeah, it's an orange liquid. It smells like orange, tastes like water. It's almost 2 gallons, costs less than $1. Beverage. Great. I endorse Beverage. It's fantastic. Alright, thank you for watching this video. Go join our Discord server, like I mentioned, link in the description below. Drink a lot of beverage because you gotta stay hydrated in the brain. And like this video.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. Very important. r/hydro homies. Go sub on Reddit. It's important. Very, 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 very huge. So thank you for watching. Drop a like, drop a subscription. We'll see you in the Discord. And the Trash Bowl is starting very soon. Registration deadline is in a couple of hours, actually. very, very soon. So Trash Bowl in October coming up. First tournament's going to be fun. Be sure to check out some of those competitions. And until then, JJ.
That's it.
That's it.